Okay, guys, so today what I wanted to do is make an ultimate Ancient Mew card guide for people. So you know exactly what to look for, what you're going to expect on the cards, and yeah, that type of thing. This is my absolute favorite card. This is actually the only Pokemon card that I even really own. I mean, I have some others, but I don't even care, and they're not anything special. A lot of people think that this card's not much anything special, but actually, um, they would be wrong. This is a very cool card. This is actually the card that I wanted ever since I was a little kid. I live in the United States, so like the United States only had these galaxy hologram type of card, and I've always wondered, like, how do you get one of these ones? How do you get the one that has the speckles like this versus the one that has the galaxy? You know, I've always seen these ones in magazines and stuff, and I'm like, man, I want one of these, and I can never find them. And there's a reason for that. So today, what I want to do is just go over why there's differences, and you know what little type of imperfections you're going to see on cards, and what to look out for. So here we go. To start it off, we are going to start off with the international, the most common out of all of them, which is the international version. These were given out to all everywhere except for Japan, imported from Japan. So, if anybody got that movie reference. So, yeah, anyways, this is the international version of Mew, the ancient Mew. You can tell because it also comes with a promo card, also, sometimes. But you can tell because the border on this one is thick, okay? And also down at the bottom, you have the copyright, which includes wizards, and your dates here are not completely written out. So let me show you a same version, not international, um, one of these. Let's see if I can find one. I swear it's here, guys. Just give me a second. Also, just so you guys can see it, this is the international version right here. This one here is an open one, obviously, but this is what it looks like when it's closed and unopened. You have the cellophane on it, and you can tell also because the border on this one is also thick. And all right, so it's one of these here. Okay, so the only reason I'm showing you this is actually considered Mew version 2, Japan version 2. It's not marked correctly up here, but it is actually considered Mew version 2. But it's the one with the same holo pattern is what I'm talking about. So as you can see the difference here, because these are going to be the ones that you're going to get confused. As you can see the difference here, if you take a look, you got your dates. Okay, and you can see the date is completely written out. And then also, like I said, the wizards is not the same. And the border around it is a lot thicker. Also, so if you have one that's closed and it's not open and you want to know without opening it, take a look at the border, because if you look at the border on this one, it's a lot thinner and this border is still thick. So that's how you can tell without even opening what kind of card you have in there, as far as that goes. So that is the international version, okay? And we will go over, I guess, Mew version 2. Well, no, we'll go over the other one here, actually, because I don't want to confuse people. So we're going to go over the other one that was put out at the exact same time. So this is considered the Mu version here. This is Mu 1. Like I said, this one is actually Mu version 2. And that one was put out in Japan because apparently they also wanted to have that as well or something. Who knows why they put it out, but they did. So like I said, this one here is the most common version. Okay. The second most common version is going to be your error card. Believe it or not, this is Mu version 1 error card. So this was given out at the same time as the international version. But the way you can tell that it's different is it is, of course, written out with the date with no wizards. And it's the speckled holo pattern. As you can see. Speckled holo pattern here. So one thing to look out for on these versions, these speckled versions, all of them, whether it's a error version or not, is for whatever reason, their printer machine prints out like these problems, these imperfections in them. This line in the hologram. You guys can see it going all the way down the card. Same thing with this one. You can see it, but it's going across. This, from my opinion and from what I've seen, my research, this this vertical line is actually probably the rarest imperfection, because most of the imperfections are going across. This one's down lower. This one's down lower. This one doesn't have one. And this one's up towards the top. And you can see that some of them do not have a imperfection on it. So when you're looking, this one's down lower. So when you're looking for, the holo card with the speckled pattern on it, you're going to want to try to look and see, because it does show up in pictures, whether or not you have a line going across where the holo is not completely filled in. So you can see with these ones that they are completely filled in. So it looks like it has a little bit of imperfection up there. So this is probably the best one I have of that version. But yeah, you can see these are the error cards. These are very, very common. Do not be fooled online when it's all in caps and you're like, I got the error version, and they're trying to sell it for $500. They are insane, especially when it has this imperfection going across. Okay, so that is the next common version of this card, is the Mu 1 error version. So now they did come out with an error corrected version, which was the next version that came out. And that version was, of course, in a magazine as well, just like this. And it would come in just like this here. And you can see... Oh, I apologize. Wrong magazine. These Galaxy ones do somewhat have like a speckled look to them when you're looking at them a certain way. And sometimes it just, they really do try on the photographs to make it a speckled version, because they know that they're the more sought after ones versus the Galaxy version. Because the Galaxy version is way more common than the speckled version. But yeah, so don't be fooled by pictures. Make sure you ask for extra pictures, because a lot of times they'll take a picture like this and you'll be like, oh, it's a speckled version, and it turns out to not be. So let's see if we can get this one to do it. So like they'll take a picture like this and you won't notice that it's a speckled version. You'll think that it's a or you won't notice that it's actually a galaxy version like this. It'll for some reason look like a speckled version. And that's what they try to do online. So be careful of that as well. But continuing on, we have the error corrected version. So this is the rarest of the rare ones. I do have two versions. I have one here and one here. And I believe I may have another one coming in the mail. I bought a bunch of them. These are very expensive. These can go anywhere from 1,000 up to as high as the moon. So you can get one for 2,000. These ones are really worth more likely around 5,000 because of how rare they actually are. But right now, you can get some people selling them for around $1,000. Because most people don't know what they actually have in the way of version of these. And they don't know that this is actually a very rare version. And the difference between these, and you can see here's the magazine here. It comes just like this, and it comes in like a little plastic separate sheet here. And if you've never seen the magazine before, this is kind of like what it looks like here. Okay. But basically, the error corrected version basically means what happened was they created a version which was spelled, Nintendo was spelled incorrectly. Can you believe that? They spelled it Nintendo. They could not spell their own company correctly, Nintendo. They couldn't even spell it correctly. So if you take a look here, like I showed before, you got Nintendo down at the bottom here. Whereas this one here, you have Nintendo. And other than that, it is the exact same version. And it, for whatever reason, has the same imperfections on it. So if you find one that does not have one of these lines going across, you have a very, very rare version of this that it actually has no imperfections whatsoever. But I can't seem to get lucky and have one that does not have the line going across. It is what it is. Hopefully one of the ones that come in are the version that I want. Also, a lot of times people will try to pass them off as this, and they'll say, well, they'll put this on as their. This is what a lot of people are doing, which is why it took a little while to be able to get all the versions of these in. Is that they will actually put their ad up on eBay and put a picture of this one on eBay. They'll put this picture up, and then they'll say random year or something of the sort. And they'll make it very, very hard for you to realize that it's a random year. You'll think that you're getting this one, and you're actually getting an error one or just a different year or any of that type of stuff. So be careful with that. The next one I want to go over is just this kind of fun one real quick. Just get this out of the way. It's a metal one. These were made by GCC company. They also create metal versions of other Pokemon cards, and it's got like a gold back and it says Pokemon on the back. You can just search, gold Charizard or gold whatever on Google, and you'll see. I actually have a version. I really like these gold versions. I would rather have the gold version than an actual Pokemon card, if you really want me to be honest, because they don't, they're hard to scratch, and you can pick them up, and you don't got to worry about bending them, and they're very durable. So I'm gonna grab one. Yep. So I'm gonna grab one. Grabs a whole stack. So yeah, I've been really collecting these ones as well. I haven't really cared about regular Pokemon cards so much anymore as I do about these ones. So you can take a look here. You got this is Zapdos, obviously. It's not hologram or anything, but it does raise up. There's like the picture is off. You can tell it there's a bump to it, you know, when you get to the picture, you can feel it. So, and it's first edition. They always give you like a first edition one. It's really cool. These ones aren't like $5 or $2. I mean, they're like 15, 20, 25, 30, depends on what version you're looking for and what card or whatever, but this is how it looks here. They also have a black version, which I'll be showing. I'll just go through these so you can see them. But Zapdos, and I'm just going to turn these over upside down and do it. So they also apparently, I never knew about these, but they, these Mew ones, they made ancient Rayquazas. Now they didn't make them in this type of a format because these are official, Nintendo versions. But you can see they made it with the ancient text or whatever that is. But yeah, that's that one. And then you have a anti-suicide, and I forgot what the other one's called, unfortunately. But yeah, got these ones, the 3 ancient dogs, and a Zekrom, which is actually metal also. And the back looks like this, so it's pretty cool back. And I just like the way it looks. I think it's way cool. I think these are way cooler than the original Pokemon cards, honestly. Got this Mewtwo, so now we're into the Mewtwo. And apparently they made a Mewtwo like this in this version, and a Mewtwo like this. And Mew. There's that one. I'm not really sure what version this is. I know it's a 2020 version. Doesn't come with a copyright or anything, but I know this is the 2020 version Mew, so don't be fooled by that when they're trying to sell you something like that. I know, we came for Ancient Mew, and I'm going through all this, so fast forward if you're not really interested in checking these out. So this is the black version. Got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. Also a ancient Venusaur. And the black version one. And then we got same thing going on here. Ancient Bulbasaur, black one. Then we got the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. Everybody always loves looking at that bad boy. And then guess what? Got the Charizard Ancient. I have a few different Charizards here coming up. Shining Charizard. So there's the black version of the Charizard. So we have a Shining one, which is pretty cool. Not my favorite Charizard version. I think that actually just came accidentally. This one here is my favorite one. Now the thing is that there's kind of like this version here, which is an official GCC version, and then this one here. I'm not sure who actually made this, because I'm very confident that it's not GCC. But if I take this and show you, I'm not sure where this one came from, because if you look at it is smaller than the other versions. Same thing with any of these ones. I mean, if I put this up to this one, it's smaller. So the GCC versions are a certain size. So if you're getting into these ones, make sure you're paying attention, because not only that, the the thickness is different as well. These are thinner. It's made with like a thinner thinner metal. You can tell it's not as heavy. So just something to be aware of if you guys are trying to take a look at these type of ones. But I didn't, this I didn't see anywhere. And obviously the reason is because it's not one that was made. It was made by something else. So this is the actual version that was made by GCC. But this is actually my favorite version. I really like how he's sitting like that. All right. So we got, the GX version of those. And then we got a bunch of these Pikachu ones here. Pikachu, Illustrator, Birthday, Flying, Surfing, Mailman. Then I have this and this Ancient card. These ones, these are like, feels like cardboard cutout versions of the card. They definitely don't feel like anything original or anything that you should be worried about. If you get these ones, they're not nothing. Then we got the Hitmonchan and the Zapdos. So, sorry for going off on a tangent there, but I do really like those cards, so I did want to show you. Okay, so next, we have now gone over the international version, Mew 1. Then we went over the Japan version, Mew 1. Then we have gone over the error, which, that was Mew 1. Then we went over, that was the original. Then we went over the corrected version of Mew, which is actually in this magazine here. We went over the corrected version of Mew 1, which is still speckled. Okay, so we have a few left still. There are 6 versions, so we have 3 left. So the next version that you're going to want to look at is the Mew version 2 remake, which was the corrected version printed in Galaxy holo format. So we have a few of them here. This one's obviously in the magazine. It's the same old magazine as the other one. Same exact thing. And it comes in just like this with the Galaxy holo format. Okay. And it looks just like this here. Now this one also has a thin border. You can tell by the Galaxy hologram on it. Also, Nintendo is spelled correctly on this one as well. Come on, camera. There we go. And no wizards, and also the year is written out completely. So this is the older version, Mew version 2. So that's that one. Now, what ended up happening later on is we have a 2019 version, which was released in Japan as a version as well. So this is the 2019 version. And of course, you can tell here it says 2019 at the bottom. Of course, no wizards, but still the thin border. This is version number 5 with the, of course, with the speckled hologram on it. If I can get that. You can see the speckled holo on it. Now, as far as a imperfection on the hologram, this one does not have the imperfection on it. I also only have one version right now, but as I've looked, I have not seen that speckled imperfection that the old 1998 version had, 2000 version. So 1999, 2000, those versions. Okay, so you can take a look and see the difference here. Oh, looks like I pulled out a good one. What is going on here? Okay, so there we go. I pulled out the two good ones. All right, so you can see the difference here with the line there, and this one has no line on it. So these ones you're going to be free to be able to just grab and collect and use as the 2019 version of Mew, Ancient Mew. And then we also have one last version, which came out in 2020. So you can definitely see 2020 Pokemon Nintendo. No wizards, of course, again. This one is a little off-centered, as you can see. But thin border. Again, if you look, well, this one actually hasn't even been opened. So you can see that you got the thin border, and then this game card comes with it also. And the border on the back would be thin. If anybody knows what this stuff says on the back of this, let me know. That would be awesome. But yeah, this is a version 2020. And this version is Korean. So this came out in Korea. So this is a Korean version. You're not going to get this anywhere but Korea. Or online, obviously. And then obviously this one here is the 2019 Japanese version. And you can see on the back, thin border as well. But that's it. That is how you can tell the difference between all of your Ancient Mews. And I hope you guys learned something. And I hope you guys start to like Ancient Mew as much as I do. Because I think it's the best card that's out. To my knowledge, it's the only card that's holo on the front and the back. And plus, I mean, look at that design. It's so cool. The hologram design, and it's just such a rare card. And just for knowledge, you know, people will say that you're not allowed to use these in game, and that, you know, this says something different. The HP is 90 HP, okay? And if you look at a Mew card, see if I can find it. Oh, I got more over here. Okay, we have a 50 Mew. There's also a, I believe, a Shining Mew or a Dark Mew or something like that. That's 70 HP. Okay. And then there's one that's 30 HP. So this one is actually a 90 HP Mew. Okay. The damage does 90 plus 10. So it does 100 damage. And it is dark. Or the dark energy. So just so you guys are aware, 90 plus 10, and it has 90 HP. That's what this card is. Regardless of what anything online says, that is what it is. And the reason I know this is because in Japan, they have actually opened the rules so that you can use this in tournament play now. So they are allowing it in tournament play, and they do have to have, obviously, a specific set rule. Otherwise, people will say, well, that's only 30, that's only 50, that's only this, that's only that. It's 18,000, 1,800. You know, it's 90 plus 10. So, yes, you in America, apparently, you can't use these. I don't really know anybody that plays Pokemon in America, but in Japan, they did change the rules and allow these in tournament play, so they are allowed to be used now. and it's 90 and 90 plus 10. So that's that. Have a good one.